and this will be in public interest or government policy. The Prevention of Terrorism Act of 2012 will also be amended under this Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendments Bill. And the amendment will speak to the membership of the National Counter-Terrorism Center and to also make provisions for inclusion of other government agencies as additional members of that center. Also lined up this afternoon, debate on the Nuclear Regulatory Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of the year 2018. It is one that seeks to repeal the Radiation Protection Act, Cap 243, and provide for a comprehensive regulatory framework for radiation and nuclear safety, nuclear security, and safeguards to controlled radiation sources, nuclear materials, and associated waste. It is a broadcast brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in conjunction with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Vereso Mwanga. On behalf of the entire crew, I welcome you to follow this live broadcast. Good afternoon.
Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the office of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you will be pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests we committed to our charge. Amen. Start.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
Honourable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 225, subsection 2, paragraph B, I wish to report to the House a petition by Mr. Charles Koinange Mangwa, a resident of Limuru sub-county in Kiambu County. The petitioner is praying that the National Assembly amends Part C of the second schedule to the Constitution relating to the coat of arms by deleting the word Harambe inscribed on it and substituting it with the word Kenya. The petitioner, who claims to be a man of God, says that he has submitted the petition following revelation from God to do so. Honourable members, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 227, this petition is committed to the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs. The committee is requested to consider the petition and report its findings to the House and the petition in accordance with Standing Order number 227, clause 2. I thank you, honourable members. I hope the committee will also seek divine intervention in dealing with this one. Well, the petitioner has, of course, exercised his right in coming to this House, since it is the one that resolves issues of concern to the people. And although he has said he's a man of God, I don't know whether, but anyway, he will appear before the committee and tell them what these revelations are, whether they were in a dream or somewhere. I think, let me allow the member for Kilifi North to read out his petition.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to present this petition, Public Petition 038 of 2019, regarding water supply constraints caused by Kenya Power tariffs in Kilifi County. I, the undersigned, on behalf of the residents of Kilifi County, draw the attention of the House to the following. That Article 43 of the Constitution safeguards the provision of water as a constitutional right by establishing the right to clean, safe water in adequate quantities. That Article 21 places an obligation on the state and state organs to take legislative policy and necessary measures to progressively realize this right. That the Coast Water Services Board, which is mandated to fulfill this key constitutional undertaking in the coast region, is being handicapped by very exorbitant power bills levied by Kenya Power. That whereas water production in the coast region has remained constant over the years, power bills have significantly increased, particularly in recent times. That the cost of electricity that Kenya Power charges per cubic meter of water is Kenya shillings 25, whereas the approved tariff by the Coast Water Services Board for bulk water is Kenya shillings 20 for a similar volume of water, leading to a negative difference of Kenya shillings 5 per cubic meter of water. That both the Coast Water Services Board and the various water services providers are unable to afford economic provision of water, since they have to pay this exorbitant rate charged by Kenya Power, as well as other routine operational and maintenance expenses. That the negative difference in the rates per cubic meter of water charged by Kenya Power and the rates set by the Coast Water Services Board may eventually force water service providers out of business, much to the detriment of the ordinary citizens. That there are constant disconnections and disruptions of power, since water providers such as the Baricho water plant in Malindi, which supplies water to Kilifi and Mombasa counties, are unable to meet the high cost of water. Mr. Speaker, sir, as we speak now, water has been disconnected. That whilst other water plants in the country supply water using the mechanism of gravity, Baricho water plant uses electricity, and hence it is highly affected by the unsustainable power rates charged by Kenya Power. That constant disruptions of water supply due to electricity disconnections in hotels, schools, hospitals, homes, businesses, and government institutions has had a tremendous impact on tourism and businesses, while at the same time exposing residents to a myriad of disease outbreak. That the people of Kilifi face the perennial challenge of being denied their fundamental constitutional right as regards adequate provision of water on account of the stifling, uneconomical, and unsustainable electricity charges levied by Kenya Power. That efforts to resolve the matter with relevant authorities have been futile, and that the matter in respect of which this petition is made is not pending before any court of law or constitutional body. Therefore, your humble petitioners pray that the National Assembly, through the Departmental Committee on Energy, 1, inquire into the outstanding water production power bills owed by Coast Water Services Board to Kenya Power, considers the cost of electricity per cubic meter of water so as to facilitate affordable provision of water supply in the counties, recommend the harmonization of power tariffs between the Kenya Power and the Water Resources Management Authority to ensure affordable production and supply, recommend a review of the cost of water production and supply to guarantee affordable and uninterrupted supply of water, and lastly, makes any other orders, directions, or recommendations that it deems fit in the circumstance of the petition. And your petitioners, sir, will ever pray. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Let me give the member for Matate also to present this petition, the Honorable Mwadime.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This public petition number 52 of 2019 regarding occupants of land owned by Taita Taveta Teachers Investments Company Limited by illegal occupants. I, the undersigned, on behalf of the Taita Taveta Teachers Investment Company Limited, draw the attention of the House to the following. 1, that the Taita Taveta Teachers Investments Company Limited is a registered company having been incorporated in March 1980 and operating under Kenya Revenue Authority PIN number P051411254Q. 2, that the company's membership includes over 1,200 shareholders composed of both teachers and non-teachers, and its core business is to acquire land and subdivide it into plots for its members, as well as investing in real estate. 3, that through concerned efforts of Taita Taveta NAT branch officials, the company bought 122.7 acres of land at Mshomoroni area, Junda Creek, in Kisauni constituency of Mombasa, namely Mainland North/section LR11/56, 11/57, 293, 1165, 766, 11/767, 11/771, and 11/222. 4, that the capital to purchase the said chunks of land was realized through payments of monthly shares through a check-off system from the teachers' salaries and cash payments, through loans and cash subscriptions from non-teaching shareholders. 5, that at a time when the company was experiencing financial hardships, aggressive individuals invaded the said lands and began to irregularly sell parts of the land to buyers who later masqueraded as squatters. 6, that to date, over 1,000 irregular occupants reside on the lands owned by the company, and who on occasions have harassed and threatened to lynch company directors who make visits to the land. 7, that several shareholders have already died on account of the shock of not realizing any gains from the hard work of the investment and being forcibly driven out of their land. 8, that efforts to resolve the matter with the relevant authorities, including the Mombasa City Clerk, Major, City Planner, and Surveyor, county executive for lands, various leaders, and even reaching out to the illegal occupants in an attempt to solve the matter amicably have been completely futile. 9, that the issues in respect of which this petition is made are not pending before any court of law or any constitutional or statutory body. Therefore, your humble petitions pray that the National Assembly, through the Departmental Committee of Lands, subsection 1, intervenes through the Ministry of Lands to halt any further developments of the plots of land in question pending investigations. Subsection 2, investigates the illegal occupation of the land only by the Taita Taveta Teachers Investments Company Limited, with the objective of overseeing the reverting of the occupied lands back to the company and its shareholders. Subsection 3 recommends to the Ministry of Lands to settle bona fide squatters. And lastly, subsection 4 makes any other order or direction that it seems fit in the circumstances of the petition. And your petitioners will ever pray. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well, honourable members, because of business that is appearing before the House, I'll refer the two petitions to the relevant committees of the House to deal with them in accordance with the provisions of Standing Order number 227. Always bearing in mind the need to invite the petitioner and any other stakeholder that may be necessary in the process of hearing what the issue is petitioned about. Honourable members, before we move to the next order, allow me to recognize the presence in the Speaker's Gallery and in the public gallery of visitors from the various institutions and organs. 1, administrators stroke chiefs from Gilgil constituency, Nakuru County, courtesy of the Honorable Mother Wangari. 2, pupils from Sotik Primary School, Konoin constituency, Bomet County. 3, Cheborogei Boys High School, Bureti constituency, Kericho County. Ribe Boys High School, Rabai constituency, Kilifi County. Hianyu Primary School, Kinagob constituency, Nyandarua County. Kaliet Cheptonok Primary School, Mosob constituency, Nandi County. And finally, those from Peketoni Boys High School, Lamu West constituency, Lamu County. They are all welcome to observe proceedings in the National Assembly this afternoon. Next order. Sorry? Honorable Ba, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I didn't hear you give direction on my petition.
I did. I said both petitions are referred to the respective departmental committees.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Respective. Yes. You know, you have already directed your request is directed to a specific committee, and the Honorable Mwandime similarly. So, yes. What I can see an intervention by the member for Kisauni. What's your intervention, Honorable Bogo?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to add my voice on this petition that has been put forward by Honorable Member of Motate. This issue is a serious matter in my constituency, Mr. Speaker. My constituency is the largest in Mombasa, with 7 wards, and it is the most poorest. Junda ward is occupied by 70,000 people who are all squatters. Through the government, through the Ministry of Lands, we did carry out evaluation of all those parcels of land that are occupied by the squatters, and the evaluation came to 1.2 billion. So now we have a petition. It is upon this House now to see how best we can be able to move this forward so that we can have these squatters settled and we can have the owners compensated fairly so that it can be a win-win situation for the owners and the squatters. Secondly, we also have another situation like that, whereby we have a group called the Dhini, who occupy 4,240 acres in my constituency. And it is another matter that will be coming up, and maybe it will be had together with this. But the solution moving forward, we have to find a permanent solution of settling these squatters, because 70% of my population of Kisauni constituency, they are landless people, and they are low-income earners. So that's my plea, and I fully support the petition put forward. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
No. Order number 5.
Order number 5, papers. Sorry.
Leader of the majority.
Chair, Kirui, Kirui has left one. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, June 12, 2019, the report of the Mediation Committee on the Fiscal Planning Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2017.
Very well. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that pursuant to the provisions of Article 113, subsection 2 of the Constitution, and Standing Order 150, this House adopts the report of the Mediation Committee on the Fiscal Planning Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2017, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, June 12, 2019, and approves the mediated version of the Fiscal Planning Bill, National Assembly Bill number 37 of 2017. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
First question is by the member for Embakasi Central, Honorable Benjamin Mwangi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the question number 246 of 2019, and my question goes to the Cabinet Secretary for ADS and Planning and Physical Planning. Is the Cabinet Secretary aware of a presidential directive of 30th May 2018 ordering that the title deeds of all parcels of RAD in Eastlands area in Nairobi County, particularly those in Embakasi Central constituency, be issued? Number 2, is the Cabinet Secretary further aware that the residents of Embakasi Central constituency, which entirely falls within Eastlands area of Nairobi City County, are yet to receive their title more than a year later? Number 3, what measures has the ministry put in place to ensure the rightful plot owners, public schools, and other public institutions in Embakasi Central constituencies are expeditiously issued with title deeds to safeguard against land grabbing, which is common in most of Eastland area, and irregular allocations to individuals? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. The question will be answered before the Departmental Committee on Lands. Next question by the member for Tigania West, the Honorable Dr. John Kanyuithia Mutunga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to ask this question number 253 of 2019 to the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Youth and Gender Affairs. Question number 1. Could the Cabinet Secretary explain the extent to which the recruitment of young people into the National Youth Service is beyond reproach and guided by the national values and principles of governance, as well as equity and merit? Number 2, could the Cabinet Secretary also explain the reasons for non-absorption of those recruited into the service into the disciplined forces through a prioritized recruitment approach? And number 3, what effort has the ministry put in place to improve the intensity, scope, and diversity of NYS recruits in order to secure some years of national service by pre-college students without necessarily having to go through military training? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, the question to be responded to before the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security. Now, members, the next question is by the member for Kilifi South, the Honorable Richard Ken Chonga, who has written to me requesting that the question be deferred to Wednesday next week. I have acceded to the request, and therefore the question is deferred. Next question is by the member for Ikolomani, the Honorable Banan Masaka Shinali.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to ask question number 257 of 2019 to the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture. Could Cabinet Secretary explain how much money the government has allocated to sugarcane research for improvement of seed quality and new methods for farming, including training of farmers in the last 5 years? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Question to be responded to before the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. Next question by the member for Matayos, Honorable Geoffrey Odanga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question number 258 of 2019 is directed to the Cabinet Secretary for Industry, Trade and Cooperatives. Mr. Speaker, could the Cabinet Secretary outline the steps, if any, the ministry is taking to address the influx of counterfeit products in the country and state the role of Kenya Bureau of Standards in managing the proliferation of counterfeits as well as contaminated products, especially the presence of sugar containing traces of mercury and copper? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
To be responded to before the Departmental Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. Last question by the member for Waraka, the Honorable T.J. Kajwan.
Mr. Speaker, sir, permit me to ask question number 260 of 2019, asking the Cabinet Secretary for Education. Is the Cabinet Secretary aware that the Teachers Service Commission, TSC, issued letters of show cause and interdiction against teachers being members of Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT, when the teachers were performing lawful duties of sensitizing NAT membership on the implementation of competency-based curriculum, CBC, by Ministry of Education? Is the Cabinet Secretary further aware that a number of officials of NAT were later accused of incitement and disruption of order on the implementation of competency-based curriculum by Ministry of Education by the employer? What administrative measures, if any, is the Ministry of Education taking to protect teachers from arbitrary disciplinary processes? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Very well, the question will be responded to before the Departmental Committee on Education and Research. There was obviously nothing out of order up to that point. Before we go to statements, there are some two statements. What's your point of order, Honorable Washiali?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on 7th March 2019, I rose in my place, with your permission, to ask a question to the Director of Public Prosecution. Honorable Speaker, 7th of March is 3 months ago. And unlike what we know that the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, the efficiency in this office, they have not up to date responded to this question after you had even authorized that it should just be, we should be given a written reply. Honorable Speaker, I beg to request you to order that this question should be responded to as soon as possible, Honorable Speaker. I thank you.
Yeah, I do recall that you sought a written reply, and therefore, this is just a reminder, but it's wrong also to take that long. It's not right. So the clerk is directed to do a reminder to the Director of Public Prosecutions about that question and requiring that a written response be provided to the House and to you within the next 7 days. Very well. I notice that there is a request for statement. The first one is by the Honorable Peris Tobiko, member for Kajiado East.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment and Natural Resources on the escalating cases of human-wildlife conflict in Kajiado East constituency. Honorable Speaker, there are currently very serious cases of human-wildlife conflict in Kajiado East constituency in Kajiado County that have continued to cause mayhem and even deaths to people as well as destruction of their properties. A case in point, Mr. Speaker, is the recent killing of 3 people in Merueshi area by marauding elephants. Mr. Speaker, 8 schools have closed in my constituency, Poka Kenyawa ward, namely Nemasi, Nkonerei MCK, Oldonyo Lenkai, Ilkelunyeti, Orkatetemai, Oldanyo Sampu, Oltukai, and Chulu. Students are now stranded following the forceful closure of these schools by parents in fear of more elephant attacks. Mr. Speaker, the government, through the Ministry of Wildlife and other related agencies, has not addressed this challenge comprehensively. And it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment and Natural Resources on the following. 1, what measures are being taken to bring these ongoing human-wildlife conflicts in Kajiado East constituency to an end? 2, what measures are being taken to compensate families that have been affected by these human-wildlife conflicts in the said constituency? And 3, what measures are being taken to normalize the security situation, Mr. Speaker, because the situation is bad? Mr. Speaker, the ministry has been silent. And Mr. Speaker, we cannot continue to be foreign exchange earners to this country if our lives, the lives of our people are not protected, Mr. Speaker.
You sought a statement which I approved.
Thank you.
It did not include what you are now saying.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Where is the chairman? Where is the chairman of the Departmental Committee on Environment? Honourable members, the chairpersons of various committees are expected to be in the House, because if you look at Standing Order number 44, subsection 2, paragraph C, once a statement is sought, the chairperson or chairman or chairwoman, as the case may be, may respond on the spot, or the speaker may appoint a date on which the statement should be issued. So that's why the chairpersons or chairmen or chairwomen are required to be present. Now I don't see the chairperson, the Honorable Kareke Mbiuki. Who is his vice? Who is the vice chair? So you see now, this is, I think, honorable members, as we move on, chairpersons must appreciate their positions. That's why they are required to be present in the chamber. Whip, you want to give an undertaking, or the leader, as to when you think the statement will be issued?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am a ranking member of this committee, and I just want to assure the House that Honorable Kareke, who is the chair, is a very committed chair, and it is unfortunate that he may not be in the House now, but he is usually a very frequent member of this House. Chair, I've listened to what Honorable Peris Topiko has asked, And I just want to commit the committee on behalf, on behalf of the chair, just want to commit the committee that we will look into the issues and have a response. Chair, human conflict, animal human conflict.
Not that. When? It's not just to say, you yourself have just raised an issue that your question has not been responded to for more than 3 months. So when it is that, because you are giving an undertaking, being a ranking member of the committee.
Thank you. Honorable Chair, if you could give us a month, 30 days.
A month?
Yes.
A month to give a statement?
2 weeks.
Chair. The Honorable Tobiko has even indicated that some schools have been closed.
Chair, I appreciate this, but as we speak, and committee members who are here will appreciate that we have so many cases of animal-human conflict that is already pending with us. And therefore, I just want to assure you, Chair, Speaker, that we shall prioritize this matter, and as soon as we get our report, we will come back to this House and give. Honorable Chair, we have so many issues. In fact, like tomorrow, we should be going to Taita, Taveta. There is a spill over of fuel products, which we are already going to investigate, and that's in Tavo also.
You see, your committee should pick your committee should pick the statement, the request,
yes,
forward it to whoever it may be, and ask that you have a quick meeting, because she has said that schools have been closed.
I stand advice.
To say that
I stand advice. I stand advice, Honorable Speaker. Next week,
yes,
we should be able to respond.
Then there be a statement issued in that regard next week.
Thank you.
Next week, not later than Thursday. Not later than Thursday next week. And also, just appreciate that I'm just being courteous to the chairs to ask you how long you think you should take. I should just appoint a date. You know, I'm just trying to be courteous because I know you also have work. The next request for a statement is by the Honorable Patrick Marino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a statement on the extreme insecurity in Laikipia West constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security regarding insecurity in Laikipia West constituency. Honorable Speaker, in the last 3 months, groups of armed militia have emerged comprising of illegal bandits who are terrorizing residents of Sipiri, 18, Rufere, Wangwashe, Kamwenje, Mirimani, Matweku, and the general area. The bandits have continued to lay havoc in many parts of Laikipia West constituency with unabated impunity, occasioning unnecessary migration of residents to safer areas, closure of schools, theft of animals, among other atrocities. For instance, Mr. Speaker, in the last 2 weeks, a total of 166 animals from over 30 families have been stolen by bandits from various homesteads, and the same have not been returned to date. Honorable Speaker, numerous efforts to resolve this matter have been futile, and as shown by the fact that the government has deployed police officers in the area, but the attacks have nevertheless persisted and indeed intensified. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Committee on Administration and National Security on the following. 1, government's commitment to protect the lives and property of residents of Laikipia West constituency, especially those who reside in Githega, Oromoran, and Lomrut wards. And 2, mechanisms put in place to ensure urgent action to end this menace, including a possibility of rearming National Police Reservice in this area. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Maybe you could clarify, Honorable Marino, you're saying that a total of 166 animals, are they wild or domesticated? Because if they throw hyenas, it is maybe a bit, maybe a bit difficult. You said animals. So I was wondering whether they wild or domesticated.
Honorable Speaker, indeed, it is 166 cows, goats, and even this afternoon, some donkeys. Because I've just gotten a call, Mr. Speaker, this afternoon, that we have 6 donkeys that have been stolen this afternoon. And Mr. Speaker, just to clarify further on this, it is happening, and I have a list of the homesteads where these animals have been stolen. Now, in the last 1 week, it is happening almost on a daily basis. And I think, Mr. Speaker, this is very urgent, really. This is extremely urgent, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Very well. The chairman of that committee, the Honorable Koinange, would you want to give an undertaking as to when you can issue the statement? Because you hear that there are some domesticated animals. So you don't have to deal with the wild ones.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Maybe Honorable Mariro can give us 2 weeks, as already I've initiated the discussion with him, and I think we can be able to do that in 2 weeks' time.
Honorable Mariro, the chair requests that you give him 2 weeks to come up with a comprehensive statement.
Mr. Speaker, well, we have been in a prior discussion with the Honorable Chair. I think if he undertakes to start any action immediately, we can wait conclusion of whatever actions within 2 weeks. But the work should start immediately because our people are suffering.
Very well. Obviously, it is also possible for wild animals to be stolen from some sanctuaries. So that's why we needed to make that clarification. Next order.
Order number 8, report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the budget estimates for the financial year 2019-2020, general debate, final allotted day. Question to be put.
Now, those 2 members have a problem sitting, is it? You have a problem taking a seat. And you seem to be particularly attracted to the member for Lamu County this afternoon. Honourable members, as you all know that today was the final allotted day for the debate on this motion, and it was therefore concluded at the morning sitting of the House. And what remained was for the question to be put, which I hereby do, that this House adopts a report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the budget estimates for the National Executive, the Judiciary, and Parliament for the financial year 2019-2020, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, June 4th, 2019, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 221 of the Constitution of Kenya, Section 39 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, and Standing Orders 235 and 239, approves the issuance of a sum of Kenya shillings 1,828,282,319 from the Consolidated Fund to meet the expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2020 in respect of the votes contained in the first schedule, and further makes the policy resolutions contained in the second schedule in the order paper. Will as many as that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as the contrary opinion say no? The ayes have it. Next.
Order number 9, Committee of the Whole House.
Order, members.
we now will be tackling the Committee on the Whole House, Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2019. It's very important that you take in interest because we'll be moving very fast. We have a heavy program this afternoon. And the members I'll give an opportunity to speak are those who will press the intervention slot, because that's when I'll know they want to speak to specific amendments.
Clause 2.
I propose a question which is at clause 2. This is the one related to provisions relating to District and Provinces Act. No, sorry. No, this is clause 2. So I propose a question which is at clause 2 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many will have of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Schedule provisions relating to the Districts and Provinces Act, Act number 9 of 1992. New provision.
I propose a question which is at the new section 6 be part of the bill. I repeat, honorable members, I propose the question which is that provisions relating to District and Provinces Act number 5 of 1992 be amended as proposed in the bill.
New section 6.
I propose a question which is that new section 6 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is that new clause 6 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Second schedule.
I propose a question which is that the second schedule be part of the bill. I see the leader of majority has an amendment.
Chair, I beg to move that the amendment relating to the second schedule, item 23, as appearing on the paper, and include some part of the text which were inadvertently left out on the order paper, and in which the Speaker has also allowed circulation, in that the schedule be amended in the provision relating to districts and provision by inserting the following new amendment in its proper numerical sequence provision. Essentially, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, this amendment is aimed at just restating the beacons in respect of the boundaries of our territorial integrity on the northern part of our country.
Very well. So I propose a question which is that the second schedule be amended as proposed by the leader of majority. Okay, I see two members here. Very quickly, Honorable TJ Kajwang. Mr. Speaker, this is a good amendment. First of all, I think with this amendment, together with what is in the bill, reinforces this provision of Districts and Provinces Act. First of all, giving the Cabinet Secretary the responsibility of making regulations is a generic provision that is given in nearly all legislation. But together with this amendment that is proposed in the schedule, the Kenyan territorial boundaries as an issue of security, national security, would be affirmed. In fact, I would want to hope that this amendment would then cause us also to delineate Migingo waters, because we want to know where Migingo ends and where Migingo comes from. We would not want Ugandans to walk, to come freely, either to wade or to swim or to pull those canoes and harass our people. And so, Mr. Speaker, sir, I support this amendment. Very well. Honorable Amalwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is indeed a very critical amendment, Mr. Speaker, as my colleagues have clearly put it in terms of territorial boundaries. We are aware this had already also been done some time back, I think it should also be done with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Yeah, so that they do it in conjunction, the way they had done some times back. And it should not just be here alone. It should be extended to other areas, Mr. Speaker. Even the areas where we come from, those sides of Trans Nzoia, when even from the Saboti area, we are likely to have intruders coming from the Uganda side, particularly when it comes to the time of grazing. So the issue of beacons and coordinates, these are responsibilities that should be handled with care, Mr. Speaker. Funds allocated. I do support. Thank you.
Two honestly would be sufficient under normal circumstances, but I will give the last one to Honorable Oundo Ojiambo, because that would be the last person who would speak on this, because that's the only one who's made a request.
Hey, thank you, Chairman. Chair, I support the amendment brought by the majority leader. For example, particularly for those who border neighboring countries, Uganda, and where the border runs along the lake, inside the lake and the river, people are continuously harassed and beaten senselessly. I would request the same beacons should also be placed in the territorial waters in Lake Victoria to delineate between Kenya and Uganda, so that we do not have cases of mistreatment and harassment of our people. And secondly, Ms. Chair, fish in the lake do not have passports, do not have boundaries. I think there's some discussion that we should have, so that we allow people to fish all over the country. Thank you.
Okay, so honorable members, I put the question, which is that the second schedule, item 23, be amended as proposed by the leader of majority. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question, which is that provisions relating to the to the District and Provinces Act 1992, number 5 of 1992, be as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act 2009, Act number 4 of the year 2009, new section 4A.
I propose the question, which is that the provisions relating to the Merchant and Shipping Act number 4 of 2009 be part of the bill.
New section 4A.
So I propose the question, which is that new section 4A be part of the bill. Other members, let me clarify. There are two proposals. There are two proposals here. One by the chair of the Transport Committee, Honorable Kosing, and the other one is by Honorable Abdul Swamad. Now, if Honorable Kosing's amendment is taken in terms of the deletion, then the one by Honorable Swamad, Abdul Swamad, falls. So, yeah, are you having an issue with the, I see you, we will start with the chair.
Speaker,
what is it?
I think, Speaker, you need to get the House to be able to understand, because of the current confusion on the matter. You need, and I am guided, and I agree with your ruling, that the first thing is that if ours is to pass through, ours means on behalf of the others, then the one by the chair of transport has to fall. And Honorable Duale,
leader of, let me clarify that better. Both of them, both the chair of the Transport Committee and Honorable Abdul Swamad intend to do the same thing. They are proposing a deletion. Now, as is normal, and you know it happens all the time, and Honorable Swamad is a senior member of this House, we give the first priority to the chair of the specific committee. Now, so we will start with the chair of transport, and then if you have a choice. You can decide not to pass it, or whatever you decide will be up to you. And I don't need to make any clarification. The clarification should be made by the chair of Transport Committee. Let's hear the chair.
I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
Chair, I beg to move
I beg to move this amendment to the Kenya Shipping Line, to Shipping and Merchant Act, Honorable Speaker, as it is provided for in the standing orders, in the order paper, Honorable Chair. And what is the reason, Honorable Chair? I'm deleting and substituting.
We will deal with 4A first, because the issue I think that you have with Honorable Abdul Swamad is in the second bit. So let's start with the 4A.
4A, Honorable Chair, I'm deleting it.
You are proposing a deletion?
Yes, I'm proposing a deletion.
You stop there for now. You just give us justification why you want to delete, and then we clear off that one, we go to the next.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm proposing to delete, Honorable Chair, because earlier, if you look at the original amendment, which is in the statute misleading amendment, it wasn't clear, first of all, Honorable Chair. Reason being, it was giving unfettered powers to the CS transport. And when we moved it, Honorable Chair here, members were very uncomfortable with that. We were also uncomfortable as a committee and say, how do you give powers to a CS actually to override an act of parliament? That was, Honorable Speaker, it was going a bit far. And therefore, number one, then we are deleting it. Number two, Honorable Chair, there was no proper public participation at that particular level. So we took an initiative and invited people and organizations which were concerned, including.
That's okay now. You have clarified that. You are proposing a deletion, which is the same thing that Honorable Abdul Swamad is also proposing. So maybe the only thing I can do is to propose the question, which I propose the question, which is that provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act number 4 of 2009 be deleted as proposed by, be amended by deleting the new 4A. Leader of majority?
Chair, yes, in the absence of Bandi and Junet and Mui, the substantive leader of majority is Honorable Wamalwa. But Chair, I really want to support the Chair because I am the owner of the bill. And if you look at it, in this amendment, the minister is given sweeping powers that he can even, give powers to that even Kenya National Shipping Line should not pay taxation. You know, if you read it, say the Cabinet Secretary may, on the recommendation of the authority, in notice to the Gazette and subject to such consultation, may appropriately exempt any government entity or enterprise from any provision of the Act. So it's giving the minister a blank check. So the Chair is right that we delete that and then agree with the matter that is only in as far as the Kenya National Shipping Line is concerned. So I support.
Where the problem is, I think we are going to the next one. On this one, there is agreement by both sides, all parties. So for me, I think where you should be having an issue is on the proposal of the new clause. All right? So I'm giving I think on this one I had given you, Honorable Wamal. I had given you before, but anyway, just because you have the mic now, there is.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the issue of the shipping line is very, very critical. In fact, Mr. Chair, it's not just an issue of cost alone. This is a national issue. And if it's indeed very dangerous, it's very dangerous to give the CS the blank check. So it is indeed important, Mr. Speaker, and I'm happy to note that the committee did public participation, and which is enshrined actually in our constitution. So I rise to support the proposal by the chair of the committee, Mr. Speaker, that we must delete 4A.
Okay.
Then we debate the second one. I thank
now,
you.
since Honorable Abdul Swamad has proposed a deletion, I think it's only fair that I give him an opportunity, if in case it's going to fall on the face, and therefore you'll have nothing to say after this. So let's hear from you on this one.
Chair, thank you. Chair, I think it is important. We are all in agreement. There is no one who is disagreeing with the chair that the CS should not have sweeping powers. The only part where we'll be in disagreement is
Honorable Nasir,
critical.
Order, Honorable Nasir, order. What I am requesting you to do is you only deal with the position of deletion, because you will have an opportunity on the next one. So just deal with this.
Thank you, Chair.
So you support it.
I'm in agreement for the one part.
Okay.
For the one part that we delete that particular clause that gives the powers. The second part.
Very well. Honorable Ishungwa.
Chair, I want to support the deletion, and I spoke to this in the second reading of this bill, Honorable Chair. That one, if you look at the history of this country and how parastatals were looted in the 80s and 90s, it was following the provision of such an amendment. And I really want to commend the Chair and the Transport Committee for deleting that. Otherwise, we are preparing an avenue for massive looting of parastatals in this country through such amendments. And we should be very careful with this miscellaneous statute law and the amendments that come through this miscellaneous amendments law. And I support the deletion.
Okay, I'm giving members, and by the way, honorable members, when I give you an opportunity now, you might miss out on the next one. Honorable Mwashetani. Honorable Mwashetani.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Because this is a deletion which everybody seems to be agreed to.
I just wanted to get some clarification because, Chair, we are talking about an amendment which is going to have an impact on Sheriff Nasser's amendment. If this one goes through, are you telling us the Sheriff Nasser one which is supposed to come up is going to be debated? Because, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, allow me to speak. The moment we give, the moment we give the CS the powers to exempt Kenya National Shipping.
Is it
Kenya
giving
National
or
Shipping,
denying him?
No, I'm just giving some clarification. Kenya National Shipping is owned by two entities, two parties. Shareholders is the government and a private entity. So the moment we specify and say, it's okay, we are deleting and specifying, but also let us consider the amendment which is coming further.
Now,
so you give us directions, because if we make...
there is no direction that I'm supposed to give you, Honorable Mwashetani. The reason being, you could see that Honorable Nasir was actually in agreement with that particular amendment by the chair. Now, you are already anticipating the next one. Now, and you have also taken the opportunity of you are speaking to the next one because I'm trying to balance the house. So I have given you an opportunity. You have actually spoken to the next one. So I am giving other members. That is the position. That is the position. Honorable Mwashetani, I gave you an opportunity. You spoke to the next one. You spoke to the next one.
I was just getting...
This one is a deletion. So, Honorable Baya,
No, I would like to speak to the next one.
So then I proceed and put the question, which is that the provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act number 4 of 2009 be amended by deleting proposed new section 4A. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New section 16.
I propose a question which is that new section 16(1) be part of the bill. Now we will start again with the chair of Transport Committee because he's top on the list here, and
I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yes, what is it, Leader Majority?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, you have seen what Honorable Mwashetani has done. We are not in Lunga Lunga fish market. He just crossed. Send him out. Just because the water before the house is so hot that he has forgotten the rules.
Now that Honorable Mwashetani has self-regulated himself, I think there is no reason for any more punitive steps being taken. So he has done it. So let's have the chair of transport, please.
I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
There must be something very, very interesting there. What is your point of order again, Honorable Ishungwa?
You know, Honorable Chair, when the majority leader pointed out Honorable Mwashetani crossing, as he walked to the bar, I noticed he's wearing shoes which look like sneakers to me. Probably, Honorable Speaker, you should ask him to stand at a position where we can all see what he's wearing. Those are sneakers.
Honorable members, order members.
Chair, we must take the business of the house seriously. We can't be dressed like we are.
Order members, honorable members, sometimes we waste the time of the house by giving ourselves an opportunity to see how members are dressed here. I think it's about time that members also started learning to dress decently. You know, there must be shoes and you know, suits for different occasions. So, honorable members, I think this is a very small issue. It had been ruled by the Speaker himself. I think we must now be a bit more serious. I really don't want to even go to the decision of whether Honorable Mwashetani is properly dressed or not, but I can assure you next time when we see that the members in that manner, we will take very punitive measures, because we have to be very serious as a House. We have to maintain decorum. So proceed, Honorable Chair, please. And, you know, Honorable Mwashetani, I think...
So I thank you, Chair. And allow me then to move this amendment as it is, Honorable Chair, as it is on, Honorable Chair, you need to protect me. Or else then we'll ask the people to declare interest.
Honorable Nasir.
Yes.
You know you would like also to be heard.
Yes.
In
or
the next one in silence. Would you imagine if another member would be shouting the way you are, you would not be comfortable, obviously. So please, let us maintain decorum in the House. I intend to enforce some rules now, because I think there is a lot of excitement that I cannot understand.
Yes, I thank you, Honorable Chair, for protecting me. Unless then we'll ask people to declare interest, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I would like to move this amendment. And what are my reasons, Honorable Chair, for moving this amendment? This amendment is aiming at operationalization of Kenya National Shipping Line, as it is, Honorable Chair. Why do we need to operationalize? This institution has been in place for very many years, from 1980s up to now, Honorable Chair, and it was not operational. It was not doing business. It was not doing anything. Why? Because of the law, Honorable Chair. So why do we want to make it operationalized now? I said here earlier, when I was making contribution, Chair, that this amendment is aimed at allowing the government of Kenya, the Republic of Kenya, to own a ship. It is as simple as that, Honorable Chair. To just own a ship, just only a ship, Honorable Chair. There is no difficulty in owning a ship. And the reason why, Chair, then we want to operationalize it now, and I want to appeal to honorable members and the House Chair and yourself, that this country, remember, we have been doing a lot of campaign on blue economy, Honorable Chair. We have spent a lot of money in doing blue economy campaign, mobilization of resources so that we can benefit. Honorable Chair, without operationalization of Kenya National Shipping Line, what is going to happen is our campaign as a country that we have been doing on blue economy is going to benefit private individuals, Honorable Chair, which they are being used to oppose the government, Honorable Chair. And people should declare interest. They don't want the people of Kenya to benefit. Honorable Chair, we did public participation on this one. I had more than 100 people coming from Mombasa, and they almost cried, Honorable Chair, in Parliament. I also invited honorable members from Parliament, from Mombasa, Honorable Chair. The public participation that came, people were crying that this country should operationalize Kenya National Shipping Line so that we tap into the resources that we have built through blue economy, which has been led by our own president, Honorable Chair. I want to plead with the House and I want to plead with you to agree. Okay. And we will have helped our country, we will have also help our president in achieving the blue economy, Chair.
All right.
I thank you, honorable members, and I ask that we support this amendment.
So
for the government of Kenya.
I will propose a question, which is that the Merchant Shipping Act 2009, that's number 4 of 2009, be amended as by insertion of the new clause as proposed by Honorable Kosing. Now, honorable members, since I see that this is a fairly emotive area, I am going to give 4 members, and then the decision will be made. If this one is taken, that one of Honorable Nasir will fall. Will fall. So I will give an opportunity to members, starting with 4 members. 4 members will start with the leader of majority party, and then I will go. Yeah.
Honorable Chair.
Now, Honorable Nasir.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Nasir.
Yes.
Please listen to your colleagues so that you can convince them as well.
Chair, Honorable Nasir, the chair of PIC is misbehaving.
He's unruly now, he's engaging you. Point of order, Mr.
Speaker. Chair, let me explain. The chair of transport did not do that. and that is section 16. Chair, what's...
Proceed, proceed. Proceed, leader.
Chair, the new proposed amendment to section 16 of the Merchant Shipping Act number 4 of 2009, which we are amending, just seeks to review or revive the Kenya National Shipping Line. And Mr. Chair, every country in the world has a shipping line. Even Ethiopia, which is landlocked, have a shipping line. So there's no way we can develop blue economy and improve on the port operations without our own shipping line with our flag. Every day we receive here, we receive ships. Mr. Speaker, so what is the amendment trying to do? Mr. Speaker, you have to tell this guy.
Now, honorable members, let's listen to each other.
Yes. And Mr. Speaker, Speaker, let me go on record that the Port of Mombasa in the fourth schedule is a national entity. It's not from the coast. That's where you're going wrong. If you look at the constitution in the fourth schedule, the Port of Mombasa is not a community affair. It is a national asset.
Now we'll give to honorable...
And Mr. Speaker, can you ask
what is
him?
it, leader of minority? What is it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I can see a lot of agitation, a little bit of excitement. But Mr. Chairman, some of us really have not understood this. Therefore, we would expect that we have a quiet house so that we listen, understand each other, and then we make a decision from an informed position. I would request, Mr. Chairman, let me request, Mr. Chairman, that the Honorable Nasir, the chairman of PIC, I want to request the Honorable Nasir to allow us, by the way he explained, we may even support you very strongly after listening to all of us so that we can understand. Otherwise, we will vote from a point of lack of information, Mr. Chair.
As the leader finishes his contribution, members, at the end of this, you will make your decision. Now, this kind of high tones that you are putting on the floor of the House, you can as well utilize that when you are taking a vote. Now, what you are doing now is not going to add to anything. It does not convince anybody because there is nothing that you are explaining to members. So can we give each other an opportunity to be heard, and then the decision will be made by you?
Okay, Chair, in 1 minute, what the amendment on section 16 is trying to do is just to open up for the Kenya National Shipping Line not to be restricted from providing services of crewing agency, pilotage, clearing and forwarding, as provided for under section 16 of the Act. Mr. Speaker, I want to make it clear that there are other private entities that occupy space in the Port of Mombasa. Musk is there. Businessmen, maybe Honorable Nasir must declare interest. He's representing some businessmen in Mombasa. So we must agree, I support.
Honorable Kamoti Mwamkale. Once we have had Mwamkale, because this is not a localized affair, I will give members from other areas.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I rise to oppose what the Chair is saying. He is talking of operationalizing Kenya Shipping Line. What we have now is not worthy calling Kenya Shipping Line. He should tell this House the shareholding of Kenya National Shipping Line. What there is the private firms. Musk owns 47% of Kenya National Shipping Line. Only 53% is left for KPA. So when we say we are operationalizing Kenya National Shipping Line, what we are doing really is giving national assets to a shipping line that is owned by foreigners. if it's owned by people from outside, and we are saying no, because this is actually circumventing. Chair. Chair, can I be heard?
What is it?
Can I be heard, Chair?
Honorable Mbarire.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I rise on a point of order. The member has made very serious allegations that the Kenya National Shipping Line has some percentage of ownership to a private company. We want evidence, because this is not a house of rumors, Mr. Speaker. Can he produce evidence, Mr. Speaker? Because there's no way, Mr. Speaker, this is a national
there is on
resource, Mr. Speaker. We cannot allow.
The deputy majority whip has risen on a point of order. So there cannot be any other member who is making a point of order. So she has made a valid point of order. As you contribute, Honorable Mwamukale, you must be able to, also qualify what you are saying, so that we do not operate on rumors. Go to the next mic. Go to the next mic. You come to this one.
Chair, given time, we can produce documents, and I'm talking as a member of parliament for Abai. We've had the Blue Economy team. They summoned us and they told us at KICC that Musk owns 47%, KPA owns 43%. Therefore, Chair, when we say we are operationalizing our Kenya National Shipping Line, we are actually inviting foreigners to take charge of the ports. That is privatization. We are privatizing the ports, and we should not allow this, Chair. There are things hidden, and the Chair is not coming out clearly. So we do oppose operationalization of Kenya Shipping Line.
You have made your point. Honorable Mutemi Muliungi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I rise to support the amendment as a member of the Transport Committee. Mr. Chairman, I know there are some people who have been given money. Yeah, there are some people who have been given money. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, all we are saying, Kenya Shipping Line is a parastatal. Kenya Shipping Line is a parastatal. And all we are saying is that we want Kenya Shipping Line to own a ship. If this amendment is not done, Mr. Chairman, Kenya Shipping Line would never own a ship. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, if you are not going to maintain some decorum, I am going to put the question. If you are not listening to each other, because it would be pointless for me to give an opportunity to any member when you are not listening to each other. It's as simple as that. So what is the purpose of me giving out an opportunity for a member to contribute if none wants to listen to the other? So I'm going to put the question. I'm going to put the question unless you are going to listen to each other. Okay? Okay, Honorable Bayaya, and I will gauge.
Okay,
if people are not listening to you, I'll cut you short.
Mr. Speaker, what I would like to
put
do,
it to question.
what I'd like to do, Mr. Speaker, is propose a middle ground.
Yes.
My middle ground, Mr. Speaker, is that we approve the proposal by the chairman, but also taking the proposal by Abdul Swamad, so that we can have the Kenya National Shipping Line being operationalized, but we put the clause that it should be 100% owned by Kenyans, so that we have a middle ground. So we have...
Okay. Now
if we have a middle ground, all this noise will
If you
end.
are listening to Honorable Bayaya,
yes,
you probably would have seen that there is a solution that can be got out of this.
We have both clauses
what
coming
Honorable
in.
Bayaya is proposing
Yes.
is that you proceed and pass the amendment by the chair.
Correct.
And then we come and include the interest of the other. Isn't that a bit easy? So I put the question. So I put the question. I put the question, which is that provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act number 4 of 2009 be amended as Honorable Fatuma, which Fatuma is that now? There are two loud Fatumas here in the house. Now, okay, honorable members, if you want to vote aye, there is an opportunity that you will have. If you want to vote yes, you will do that. If you want to vote nay, you will have an opportunity. Now, what Honorable... Now, Honorable Abdul Swamad, you know you are a very serious member of this House, and that you know. Honorable members, there is a proposal that has been given by Honorable Bayaya that you once this one is passed, if it is passed, the other one will be incorporated. Now, but that it's not my business to make the decision. It is your business. And you know when you are supposed to vote, I'm going to give you that opportunity. And this is what I'm going to do now. So I proceed to put the question, which is that provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act number 4 of 2009 be amended as proposed by the Chair Transport Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. So, now, honorable members, we will count the numbers. We will count the numbers. If you have the number, we go to division. Okay? So count the numbers. Let's count the members. No, anybody wants to sit? We are going to... We are counting the members now. They are 30. Order, honorable members. Now you don't even want to listen to what I'm telling you. There are 30 of you who have stood. So we are going to go to division. Isn't that as simple as that? And the division, you will make your vote and it will be heard and you will see whether you have taken or not. As simple as that. Wamefika. Let the division bell be rung. Yeah. Honorable members, 10 minutes. I order the division bell to be rung for 10 minutes. Okay. Order members. Order members. Order members. Take your seats. Members, take your seats. Members, order members, take the seats. Now we are going to proceed to voting. Members, let's vote. Let's vote. We will give members an opportunity to vote. Now, place your cards. How do we start the process? I have no idea. Okay. Members, your 10 minutes is over. We are now proceeding to vote. We are proceeding to vote. Okay, now we are going to proceed to vote. Honorable members. So I am now ordering the bars to be closed. The bars to be closed. I stop the bell and order the bars to be closed. Close the door. There is no reason for any excitement now. You will take your vote, and it is your right. The only thing that is no member will be allowed to walk out and others walking in. So, honorable members, do you have your cards? Honorable members, I see now you are ready. It's your time now to make your decision by voting. I want to be sure that members have their cards. Do you have our cards? All of us? Okay. We will also be considerate to those members who don't have cards. So as the question is going to be displayed, honorable members, you will vote aye or nay, and also be allowed for those ones who do not want to take any sides, will abstain. Okay? So, honorable members, the excitement should be over now. We are going to do the meat of it. So let's vote. Let's see. Let me first allow the question to be displayed, and then you make your decision. It will be, we'll vote first before we do any points of orders or anything else. Nothing else. I have made the decision, Honorable Mbarire, and you are a whip yourself. I have said there will be members who will be voting aye, others will vote nay, and we'll also allow the ones who want to abstain, and we will allow all members to vote. Those who have cards will vote. Those who do not have cards will also be allowed to vote. So I don't think there should be any other excitement. All of you will be heard. All members now, can you please remove your cards, please? All of you. Let's make it quick, honorable members, so that we can move to the next. Remove your cards, honorable members. There are still 6 of them who have not removed their cards. I see Honorable Fatuma Gedi, remove your card. Honorable Mwamkale, remove your card. Honorable Muliungi Mutemi, remove your card. Honorable Shinali, remove your card. Honorable Wamashukuru Kamau of Kabete, remove your card. I think we are having some issue with the system here. Now, no, it's okay. They'll come here. Now, members, kindly log your cards. Log in your cards. Log in your cards. Log in your cards. Honorable Junet, you can't log in your card standing. Now, those who have no cards, you know where to come to. Please. Yes. Led by the leader of Majority Party. Honorable members, kindly log quickly, because after 60 seconds, members who will not have logged in will be logged out. Honorable members, please log in. Just a minute, honorable members. So far, 62 of you have logged in. 62.
It is.
And we have only 20 seconds to go. So please, within 20 seconds, if you not have completely.
They're actually currently covering the Merchant Shipping Act 2009, number 4 of 2009. And the notice is given that the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport, Public Works and Housing intends to move the following amendments to the Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendment Bill number 21 of 2019 at the committee stage. And in the schedule, it says that the schedule to the bill be amended in the provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act number 4 of 2009 by deleting the proposed new section 4A and inserting the following new amendments in its proper numerical sequence. Indeed, this particular division has been necessitated by the fact that the Honorable MP Abdul Samad Nasir of Mvita brought an amendment. And in the amendment, in the schedule, is that the bill be amended in the schedule the provisions relating to the Merchant and Shipping Act by deleting the proposed new section 4A and inserting the following new amendment in its proper numerical sequence. 1A, the provisions of subsection 1 shall not apply to a shipping line wholly owned by the government. At this particular moment in time, they are voting. This is in relation to the Merchant Shipping Act 2009. And indeed, they are voting on the amendment that was brought by member from Vita, Honorable Abdul Samad Nasir. Indeed, he indicated that notice is given that the member from Vita, Honorable Abdul Samad Nasir, intends to move the following amendments to the statute law, miscellaneous amendment bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2019 at the committee stage. In the schedule, it states that the bill be amended in the schedule in the provisions relating to the Merchant and Shipping Act by A, deleting the proposed new section 4A and inserting the following new amendment in its proper numerical sequence, where it says the provisions of subsection 1 shall not apply to a shipping line wholly owned by the government. Indeed, it has brought about a lot of opposition, necessitating the division, where the members are currently voting on the amendment. As you can see, some of the members do not have their cards, so they'll be voting manually as well. The electronic voting has ended. We are now proceeding to the manual voting process for us to be able to ascertain who carries the day in relation to the amendment.
Yeah? Yeah.
The Alcoholic Drinks Control Act 2010, number 4 of 2010, as well as the Tourism Act 2011, number 28 of 2011.
Okay, honorable members, take your seats now.
Let's
take your seats, honorable members. Well, now you are through, honorable members. You should be taking your seats. Okay? Okay. Now I am, honorable members, you must be as orderly as is possible for you to listen to your vote. Ayes 20 voted electronic. Ayes manual 8, total 28. Nays electronic 31, manual 16, total 47, abstentions 1, and therefore the nays have it.
Draw the bar, open the doors.
Now draw the bar, open the doors. We proceed with our no contribution on this one. We'll go to the one by Honorable Abdul Swamad Nasir. Okay? Honorable Abdul Swamad. Honorable Abdul Swamad. Honorable Abdul Swamad, move your amendment. Now the member for, is it Lagdera or? Okay, let's proceed quickly. Honorable Nasir. Proceed. I doubt if that mic is working. So you will have to use one here. And Honorable Abdul Swamad, please be brief because I think it's fairly straightforward now. Proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Chair. The reason why there's been so much confusion, and I want to thank the House. I want to thank every single person. This has shown how lively and democratic this House is. And the amendment that I wish to move is that the provision of subsection 1 shall not apply to a shipping line wholly owned by the government. A shipping line wholly owned by the government of Kenya. Thank you.
Very well. You don't even need to justify, it's fairly straightforward. So
Chair, if you will allow me just 30 seconds to be able to justify. And it is important, and I'm glad, as I said, the democratic space in this House. Our interest was very simple, that yes, Kenya needs to have a vibrant shipping line. Yes, Kenya need to have their seafarers to have jobs, but not at the expense of selling our ports. This amendment gives it very, very clear that let a shipping line wholly owned by the government, that means the people of this country, are the ones who are going to run that terminal. And if we run this efficiently, this country can be able to buy 3 ships annually, 3 ships annually, wholly owned by Kenyans and not Italians or any other one. Thank you,
okay.
Sir.
So, honorable members, I would like to propose a question which is that the Merchant Shipping Act number 4 of 2009 be amended as proposed by Honorable Abdul Swamad Nasir. I'll give only two members And that would be, top on the list is Honorable Mbai Mbithuka. Mbai Mbithuka? Okay. Muzigi Munene? Who is that? I mean, what is it? No, I mean, what is it, Honorable Chair? What is it, Honorable Chair?
I thank you, Chair. And as much as, you know, Chair, I want to seek your clarification.
Yes.
Of course, this is the mood of the House, and the House has made decision. And I want to also be on record, because I'm also going to bring something next week which is equivalent to this one, which is almost the same. But Honorable Chair, let's look at it from now, the law, the legal perspective. Is it implementable? Yes. For example, that's why I'm seeking clarification, honorable members. I'm not against it, but I'm seeking. Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair, if you look at it, which is okay, Honorable Absalom, I may have no problem with you. The issue here is a matter of implementation and legal. If you say, Honorable Chair, wholly owned, and now it is not wholly owned, then it means, or it would have meant that, first of all, we make it 100% government. That is now, from doing through the law, we make it, first of all, 100% government. Once we make it 100% government now, it becomes implementable. So I just wanted to seek that clarification, Honorable Chair. Otherwise, we have no problem with it.
In terms of implementability, you know, once the National Assembly makes a law, it is enforceable. It's as simple as that, really. I mean, once that has been done, I do not think there would be an issue. So it will be implementable because you are the lawmaking body. Now, so I will only give, I will give the leader of majority, and I will give the honorable member for, just let me check then. Yes, proceed, honorable leader, as I pick one other member from this direction.
Chair, I think Honorable Abdul Samad amendment is in order. It's in order within the framework of the law. You know, I have caused him a lot of heat this afternoon, but I am here to defend government. So the provision of what Honorable Abdul Samad is saying, that even in future, the only time this subsection 1 will apply is if that shipping line will be wholly owned by Kenya. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And because, you know, it's already 4 something, and we have other amendments, we better dispose it off, and I continue with my other work.
Honorable Mbogo, and that will be the last one. Honorable Mbogo, please. I mean,
thank you, Mr. Speaker. First and foremost, I want to thank you, the members who opposed the amendment. And secondly, I want to I strongly support the amendment moved by Honorable Sharif Nasir.
Okay.
Why? Mr. Speaker, Kenya National Shipping Line, as it is, owned by 2 entities. It's owned by Kenya Ports Authority, which is a public entity with 53%, and 47% by MSC, which is a private entity originating from Italy.
That would have been for the previous one. It's okay now.
I want to make it very clear.
You know, once you have said it's wholly owned, there would be no percentages.
Please, Mr. Speaker, allow me.
Yes.
MSC, they have been promising Kenyans that they will create 200,000 jobs in 5 years.
Okay.
But all over the world, where they have been operating, they have only created 38,000 jobs since inception.
Okay.
So what you are saying, Mr. Speaker,
let's make progress.
Once,
Honorable Mbogo, let's make progress. You have made your point. So I put the question, which is that the provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act, number 4 of 2009, be amended as proposed by Honorable Sharif Nasir. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question, which is that provisions relating to the Merchant Shipping Act, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Alcoholic Drinks Control Act, number 4 of 2010.
I propose a question which is that provisions relating to the Alcoholic Drinks Act, number 4 of 2010, be part of the bill.
Section 2.
I propose a question which is that Section 2 be part of the bill. There is no proposed amendment, so I put... There's a deletion. There's a proposed deletion. Chairman, Administration, and National Security. Quickly, please. Quick.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the justification for the amendment is to align the definition of the term magistrate with the one contained in the Magistrate Court Act.
So I propose a question which is that Section 2 be amended as proposed by the Chair, Administration and National Security Committee. Now, we'll give one member here. I see Honorable Nyoro, I think, has a proposal, so we will give, who else wants to speak to this? I don't see any interest. So what is it, Leader of Majority?
Chair, sorry, I was making sure that the people who are giving us help, they should leave. But Chair, I oppose this amendment, and I really want the Chair to withdraw. The justification of the implication of this amendment of the Chair is in the whole Act. So I really want to ask him, because this is a serious government amendment, and the amendment is to open up all cadres of magistrates to try offenses under this Act. The proposed amendment by the committee is to restrict some of these cadres of magistrates who hear cases under this Act due to lack of experience in handling such matters. We wanted these alcoholic things to be heard by everybody. Now what the Chair is trying to do is he wants to limit it. So that, you know, these cases, people are told, travel from this, go to another magistrate. So I really want him to drop. You know, he's my good chairman. We don't want to have issues with him.
Actually, let's hear what Honorable Koinange has to say, because you actually want to take it to the old Act, which will be a position of magistrate being described as one above the resident magistrate. I don't know if you really want to proceed on that one.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we did receive a memorandum from Bowman.
Are you dropping or you are not? Because if you are not dropping, we'll proceed.
I'm not dropping it, Honorable
Okay,
Chair.
if it's not dropping, then we are going to put the question.
Yeah.
I'll put the question, which is that provisions relating to Section 2 be amended as proposed, be deleted. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. I think indeed. Honorable Ndidi. So I propose the question which is that, I put the question which is that provisions relating to the Alcoholic Drinks Control Act number 4 of 2010 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Tourism Act, Act number 28 of 2011.
I propose a question which is that provisions relating to the Tourism Act number 28 of 2011 be part of the bill.
Section 2.
I propose a question which is a Section 2 be part of the bill. I put the question which is a Section 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now,
Section 68F.
I propose a question which is a 68F be part of the bill. We have a proposal by the chairperson of Departmental Committee on Sports. Briefly, please.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I propose the amendment as proposed in the order paper, that 68F, the proposed amendment, is carried like appearing in the order paper. And the reasoning is that the intention is just to clean up the language is just correcting the flow of the clause so that it can be able to flow with the correct grammar.
Okay.
Yes.
So I propose a question, which is that Section 68F be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair, Departmental Committee on Sports. I put the question, which is that Section 68F be amended as proposed by the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Sports. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of our contra opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New section 22, paragraph G.
On this particular one, the chairperson, are you confirming that you had indicated you want to drop it? Are you still of that opinion?
Honorable Chair, I want to confirm that I'm going to drop the proposed amendment to 22G1 and the 2.
Okay, so we'll proceed to the next one.
New section 67(4).
I propose a question, which is that new 67(4) be part of the bill. Honorable Dindi Nyoro.
Thank you, Chair. I am seeking to amend as indicated in the order paper, Mr. Speaker, and the intent of my amendment, Mr. Speaker, is to include more specialities, especially in the Board of Trustees of Kenya Tourism Fund.
This is a new clause, so you need to propose that it be read a second time. It's a new clause.
I propose
that it be read a second time.
Yes.
No, you have to go on record.
I propose that it be read the second time.
Very well.
Yeah.
I propose a question, which is that new section 67(4) be read a second time. Now you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your guidance. We are still learning. And Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, the intent of this amendment is first of all to put more speciality in the Board of Trustees of Kenya Tourism Board of Trustees, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, what we are seeking to do is to amend the section, Mr. Speaker, 67(4)(d)(2), Mr. Speaker, so that we can give more leeway for the appointment, especially for a representative, one from the private universities, Mr. Speaker, and the other one from the public universities, Mr. Speaker. The reason being that we have expanded the beneficiaries of colleges, Mr. Speaker, and learning institutions that are to benefit from the tourism fund, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, it is only good that as Parliament, we also include those learning institutions, Mr. Speaker, because by the time this bill was being made, Mr. Speaker, Utalii College was one of the institutions, Mr. Speaker, predominantly that was charged in training the personnel within our tourism industry. But, Mr. Speaker, currently...
Please be brief, because we are not
We have seen a proliferation of many colleges, Mr. Speaker, and universities, especially the public and private universities, that are offering courses, Mr. Speaker, that are training our personnel within the tourism industry.
Okay. Okay. So I see only one member interested. Is it Honorable Oudo Ojambo? Okay, briefly, please.
Chair, with the profound respect to my colleague, I stand to oppose the amendment. Because one, the University Act is expressly categorical. What's a university? We have no relation or anything called private or public university. They are all universities, and they are all regulated by the Council of University Education.
Okay.
Drawing a line that does not exist in law, does not exist in practice, is essentially trying to introduce amendments to the University Act through the back door. Thank you.
Very well. So leader of majority, and that will be it.
Chair, I really wanted to oppose, but now he misbehaved, you know, the other time, and he is providing fake news to my deputy whip. Yeah. And of late, it's been his culture. But I think the previous amendment was opening up outside universities, where tomorrow, if I put a small college in Garissa, I will access this money. But now it's only very critical for universities that do tourism. Either public or private will access. So I support.
Okay, I think members make your decision. So I put the question, which is that section 67(4)(d)(2) be amended as proposed by Honorable, be read a second time, sorry. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question, which is that new section 67(4)(d)(2) be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now let me put the question now, which is that provisions relating to the Tourism Act number 28 of 2011 be part of, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Actually, the aye has it.
Provisions relating to the Public Finance Management Act number 18 of 2012.
I propose a question, which is that provisions relating to the Public Finance Management Act number 18 of 2012 be part of the bill.
Section 2.
I propose a question, which is that section 2(1) be amended, be part of the bill. I put the question, which is that section 2(1) be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New section 39 and 39A.
I propose a question, which is that new section 39 and 39A be part of the bill. Chairman Finance. Both section 39 and 39A. Yes, you have it. Or you go to the next one. Yes, the next one is okay now.
All right, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that section 39 and section 39A be amended.
Be read a second time.
Yes, be read the second time. And Mr. Chair, with an amendment.
What amendment again? You actually the one amending.
Honorable Chair, let me explain that under new.
Can I propose a question first?
Okay, yes.
So just a minute, let me propose the question, which is that new section 39 and 39A be now read a second time. Now proceed.
All right, I proceed to explain that under new 39A, I intend to delete subclause 5, because subclause 5 is going against
is not, are you deleting or dropping?
Dropping, yeah, you just drop.
So if you are dropping, that is fine.
I'm dropping subsection 5, which was referring to subsection 4F.
So you've dropped.
I'm
so
dropping
that's
that
okay.
one.
Now
Yes.
that is on record as you have dropped.
I've dropped.
So proceed with the rest.
Then the reason for this amendment, Mr. Chair, is to avoid a situation where after passing appropriation bill and then we embark on finance bill, we create a budget gap, which will necessitate the supplementary budget to be brought early, just like last financial year. So we are proposing that finance bill be run concurrently with the estimate, so that when we close the financial year at the end of 30th June, then finance bill and appropriation bill will have been assented to together, so that we don't have that lapse where we will, there will be necessity to run a supplementary budget early in the new financial year. So, Mr. Chair, I move.
Okay, so I propose the question, which is that I put the question, which is that new, do I see any member interested in speaking to? No. So I see no member. I hear only yes on the floor, but I don't see. So let me put the question. Ishungwa, Honorable Ishungwa, I don't see your card at the right place. Well, it's at the wrong place, for sure.
Well, I have inserted it in the right place, Honorable Chair.
You
Chair,
are known
I was just
for-
confirming from the Chair whether he has dropped subsection 5, and he confirms he has dropped it. That is the only issue that I had a problem with. Otherwise, this is a very good way of sanitizing our budgetary making process, because we start with baking the cake, as the Chair always tells us he's a baker, before we now start to appropriate money, because what we have been doing is appropriating before we know whether we have the revenues of what we are appropriating in terms of expenditure, and therefore support.
Okay. So I put the question, which is that new section 39 and 39A be read a second time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So we will go to
new section 41.
Okay, new section 41. Let me call the, let me propose the question, which is that new section 41 be part of the bill. Again, is it Limo? Yes, Honorable Limo, Chairman Finance.
Yeah, I think I should move here, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I beg to move that new section 41 be amended as proposed.
Be read a second time again.
Yes, be read a second time, Mr. Chair.
Very well. So I propose I propose a question, which is that the new new section 41 be read a second time. Proceed, Honorable Limo.
Yes, the reason actually, Mr. Chair, is together, it will be moved before the financial year ends, then this section will not be necessary. Therefore, we are proposing to delete.
Okay. So I put the question, because I see no interest, which is that new section 41 be read a second time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question, which is that new section 41 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now I proceed again to put the question, which is that provisions relating to the Public Finance Management Act number 18 of 2012 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Kenya School of Law Act number 26 of 2012.
So I propose the question, which is that provisions relating to the Kenya School of Law Act number 26 of 2012 be part of the bill.
Section 4.2.
I propose section 4.2. I propose a question, which is that section 4.2 be part of the bill. Honorable Cheptumo.
Chair, I propose that the bill be amended as per the order paper.
Which is a deletion.
A deletion of section 4.2.
Yes.
And Mr. Chair, the main reason is that the amendments are substantive in nature and should not be moved by way of a miscellaneous amendment. We already legal sector reforms that was to address the challenges and the liberalization of the training advocates. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is so serious an issue that we need to engage all the stakeholders in the sector so that if you are to widen the scope of those who are going to train lawyers, it should be done after consulting the other stakeholders, Mr. Speaker. That is the essence of our proposal.
So I propose a question, which is that section 8.1 be deleted. 4.2, sorry. 4.2 be deleted. 4.2 be deleted. So, leader majority?
Oh, the bill is mine. You can't delete my things.
2 members. I'll give a window here.
Chair, the proposed amendment of the chair by deleting section 4.2. Are you the one you're doing 4.2? Yes. What you are trying to do, you are trying to remove the current to train persons to be admitted as advocate under the Advocates Act. Chair, this monopoly enjoyed by Kenya School of Law, and they don't want to reform. And even students who go do their degree outside, the ones who do in the country, they have to wait for Kenya School of Law for years to come. We cannot allow this Kenya School of Law not to be reformed, and not to say that they have the discretion want to admit. We are saying there must be other institutions created. This thing has come during Professor Gidu Mugai. It has come under now the new AG. We must agree to this thing. I oppose.
Majority, even as you oppose, I really want you to really satisfy yourself with that's what you are pursuing, because the proposed deletion will actually be opening what you are trying to cure.
No, I'm saying.
Isn't that the case?
I'm saying.
Are you supporting or you are opposing?
No, you know, what is in the bill is opening up.
Yes.
The chair
is deleting.
Is deleting it. So
Very
I'm
good.
opposing it.
So you are?
I'm opposing his deletion. Because if his deletion goes, what is in the bill is opening up. Yes. Yes, the bill is opening, but the chair wants to delete that. And the committee is closing.
I do not know again. I think the chair should confirm so that everybody is clear.
I don't know how the chair explained.
When you propose a deletion, Honorable Chair, do you go back to the, and honorable members, please, let's begin. Do we go back to the status quo where it's only school of law, or it opens it up?
Yeah, let me explain this, because it is very important. This is a very serious issue. Mr. Chair, the law as it is now gives exclusive responsibility to the Kenya School of Law to train lawyers. The law as it is now. The amendments to the bill is to open up that position. But you are saying, Mr. Chair, we cannot do that under a miscellaneous amendment. And the reason is because the reforms we want to undertake in that sector is so wide, including, Mr. Speaker, engaging and involving the stakeholders. And there is a task force already established by the AG to look at all these issues. And that is the basis why we are saying we have no problem in expanding. But, Mr. Speaker, the manner of expanding should be within a framework
Honorable
of reforms.
Kioni. Yeah. I will give you now. What is the point of order, Honorable Leader?
Chair, the point of order is we cannot anticipate in futuristic that there is a reform going on, that there is a law being done, and this was a story the last 7 years I've been a leader of majority. Unless the chair can table that he is going to bring
leader,
that bill.
Leader, now I can see there is clarity. What Honorable Cheptumo is saying is that there should not be expansion before a well-thought-out process. You are saying that it should be open immediately. So the members can, and I will put the question.
I want to, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to agree with the chairman of JIRAC. This issue, without doubt, Mr. Chairman, there is a problem at the Kenya School of Law. Yes. Reforms are required. Kids are going loud and loud. They are not passing their exams because of the exclusivity that it's there, that exists. So I want to agree. I wish the majority would allow me to just have the mic around, because he is, but I want to agree that we need reforms there. But this, if we open it this way, we have opened this profession to quacks, to brokers like the estate agency. We will ruin another profession like that, the valuation profession was ruined by brokers. What I think we should do, Mr. Chairman, is the chairman of JIRAC should give us a time within which we can now consider a comprehensive reform for this area. Without that, of course, we'll continue having these piecemeal amendments, but for now, I would rather we leave it as it is, but with a commitment from the chair that we get these reforms in good time. Mr. Chairman, I oppose. I support the deletion, because I oppose the opening up of this institution without order.
No, you know, honorable members, please let us make our decisions here, and I'm going to put the question. I'm going to put the question. We normally give 2 members. So, I mean, why is it that we want to give too many members on this one, a very straightforward one? It's either you open it up or you don't. So, and it's only fair. I'm not. Now, I'm going to put the question. Let me clarify again so that you are clear. If Honorable Cheptumo's position is taken, it will be maintaining the status quo where the lawyers are trained at the Kenya School of Law. If it is opposed and successfully opposed, it means therefore lawyers can be trained anywhere, anywhere. So I am going to put the question. It's very clear. So I put the question, which is that section 4.2 be deleted. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Section 16.
I propose the question, which is that section 16 be part of the bill. Chairperson again, and be brief. And actually, these are related, honorable members, so it's going to be fairly straightforward.
Chair, I wish to propose that, again, that part of the bill can be amended as per the order paper, and the amendments are substantive again in nature, as I said earlier, because this section 16, Mr. Chair, is actually setting out the qualifications of what should be attained by persons to be trained as advocates. But now the law intends to, this amendment wants to remove that and allow the Council of Legal Education to set the requirements and through regulations. And we are saying, substantively, Mr. Chair, you cannot move away from legislation in setting standards for lawyers people to be trained as lawyers to attain and pass it to the Council for Legal Education under regulation. That is the basis of our amendment.
Understood. So I propose a question which is that section 16 be deleted. I put the question which is that section 16 be deleted. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Second schedule.
I propose the question which is that the second schedule be part of the bill. Honorable Cheptumo, in one word, it's about the same thing.
Mr. Chair, the justification for that amendment again is that the amendments are substantive in nature and should not be moved by way of miscellaneous amendment. And again, Mr. Chair, the authority is the same issue about qualifications again, that the qualifications set out in the schedule should not be deleted, it should be retained. That is basically the same issue I was saying when I was moving the amendments under section 16.
Very well. Honourable members, I propose a question which is that the second schedule be deleted as proposed by the chair. I move to put the question which is that the second schedule be deleted as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? And as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Members, the ayes have it. Members, for clarification, is that this means that all the provisions relating to the Kenya School of Law, that is Act number 26 of 2012, have been deleted from the bill.
Provisions relating to the Legal Education Act number 27 of 2012.
Members, I propose the question, which is that provisions relating to the Legal Education Act number 27 of 2012 be part of the bill.
Section 8.
Other members, I propose the question, which is that section 8, 1 be part of the bill. Chair.
Madam Chair, I propose that the bill be amended in section 8(1) as by the order paper. And Madam Chair, the essence of that amendment the nature of that amendment the Parliament, let me begin with the justification of 2014. Via State Law Miscellaneous number 18 of 2014 amended the second schedule to make the pre-bar examination mandatory for all candidates seeking admission. And Madam Chair, we've had a problem in this law because the students, those who have qualified as lawyers in our local universities to be admitted to advocates are objecting to that profession because having been qualified as lawyers and they're supposed to be admitted to the Kenya School of Law, their requirement is to have them again go through pre-examination, which is really not fair. It was meant for only students who are actually studying from universities abroad. And so that is the objection. They went to a court of law, they got orders, and that particular amendment is to bring back that particular requirement, which is what we are proposing to delete. So that now, if you qualify in our local universities, you go straight to Kenya School of Law once you qualify and have the requirements.
Very well. With that, members, I propose a question, which is that section 8(1) be deleted as proposed by the chair. I see no interest in this, and I move to put the question, which is section 8(1) be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of the people say aye, and as many as the contrary say nay, members, the ayes have it. Next.
Section 8(2).
We have an amendment. I propose a question, which is section 8(2) be part of the bill. Chair, please move your...
Madam Chair, again, the justification of that amendment is that the amendment seeks to liberalize the training of advocates by empowering the Council for Legal Education to accredit institutions to over the program, a responsibility that is currently exclusivity of the Kenya School of Law. The Kenya School of Law and Council for Legal Education were in support of the amendments, but suggest an alternative drafting approach to the issue. So even the stakeholders themselves, that is Kenya School of Law and Council for Legal Education, were not also supporting the same amendment. So the amendment seeks to grant, and so we are saying that, Madam Chair, that the amendments are substantive again in nature and should not be moved by way of miscellaneous amendment. The AG again have a task force established, the report is done. We are now supposed as a committee to have that report and consider appropriate reforms in this sector. That is the reason.
Very well. Honourable members, I propose a question which is section 8(2) be deleted as proposed by the chairperson. Oh, yeah, Honourable, let me give the member for Munyula.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I strongly support the amendments by the chair of the legal, the committee. And those of us who have been involved in training and consumption of professional services, Madam Chair, there is a problem with the quality of services. And I think, as the chair has repeatedly said, we need a comprehensive reform to address the falling standards in terms of professional training and practice. I support.
Very well. I move to put the question on members, which is that section 8(2) be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of the opinion say aye, and as many as the contrary opinion say nay, members, the ayes have it. Next.
Section 8(3).
I propose a question which is section 8(3) be part of the bill. Chair.
Madam Chair, you realize it is section 8(1), 2, and 3. And the reason is actually, Madam Chair, if you listen to my previous submissions, the reasoning is the same, just to ensure that we have a wider consultation to effect the kind of amendments which are being suggested in the bill. And therefore, it's good to delete as we now engage the stakeholders.
Very well. Members, I propose a question which is section 8.3 be deleted as proposed by the chair. I move to put the question which is that section 8.3 be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? And as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Members, the ayes have it. Members, this means that all the provisions relating to the Legal of Education Act number 27 of 2012 are deleted. Next.
Provisions relating to the Prevention of Terrorism Act, Act number 30 of 2012.
I propose a question which is that the provisions relating to the Prevention of Terrorism Act number 30 of 2012 be part of the bill. We have proposed amendments.
Section 40A.
I propose a question which is section 40A be part of the bill. Chairperson? To move
Thank
the
you,
amendment.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the committee agreed that we have included some new agencies, and the reason for this is to acquire more information for different agencies, like the National Police Service, the Kenya Police Coast Guard, to help in assisting in the prevention of terrorism. And Honorable Chair, that is the amendment we want in this particular section 40A in bracket 2.
Very well. Members, I propose a question which is a section 40A to be amended as proposed by the chairperson administration. I start with the leader of majority.
Chair, again here, I really want to ask the chairman to withdraw that amendment for a simple reason. This is a bill from government. And it says that as of today, the members who sit in the National Counterterrorism Center are known. They are also the people who sit in the National Security Council. So when you bring the Kenya Coast Guard, already the CDF sits there. You know, you don't bring a senior with his junior. Secondly, the National Police Service is there in the bill, if you check. It's F. So the National Police Service there is represented by the Inspector General of Police. What we have added here is like the office of the DPP, the Kenya Wildlife Service, because they're involved. They have an intelligence. And they're involved in sometimes, in fact, in extrajudicial killing. So they must be part of it. There are people who invade the parks. Terrorists can invade the park. But they can see that because their minister for tourism doesn't sit in the National Security Council. The Probation and Aftercare Services Department and the Kenya Prison Service, these people are housed within our prisons. The hardcore terrorists. How they should be treated, a report must be given to this counterterrorism center because they can continue with the radicalization within the prisons. So I really want to ask the chair, I think Kenya Civil Aviation Authority is because terrorists are involved in air attacks. And because the Minister for Transport does not sit in the National Security Council, but if we bring immigration, the Minister for Immigration and the Minister in charge of Internal Security sits. So you can't bring his director here. So I really want to ask the chair, I think that is duplication. If there is anybody that the National Security Council or the Counterterrorism Center, why we have put the DPP there is that he is the one who's going to prosecute these people. So he has a role to sit in that Counterterrorism Center. So I think we don't want to clog with so many people. And that will raise the issue of quorum. I really want us to see if it can drop, but I oppose.
You consult and try to convince because it's already, the amendment is already before us. Can I give the Honorable Pukose?
Thank you, Chair. For the same reasons as Majority Leader said, I oppose it because I'm looking at this where you are having the Directorate of Immigration, then now you are putting the Coast Guard Service Director at the same level as the National Police Service. So I think this is creating so many departments. I would wish that the Chair withdraws those amendments. So I oppose.
Yeah, as you oppose, it's good that you consult. Let me give another member, the member for Dadaab.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think for the reasons advanced by the Honorable Majority Leader, I agree, because we don't have to clog this committee with a lot of membership, which can easily bring issues of lack of quorum and other issues. So I oppose this amendment. Thank you.
Very well. I give it, because I can see the chair is consulting. Honorable member for... No, we can't put the question because the chair is still consulting. But I give them only 2 minutes. Please just finish your consult. I need to put the question. Before that, let me give the member for Honorable Kioni.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think it is important for the proposers, the proponent of this amendment bill to clarify for us, because we agree that we should not duplicate, and it doesn't help us to get to sit in the same table with your junior. If the minister is there, you don't need to bring the director into place. But I think they have now agreed they can. I think there is a withdrawal.
Very well. Very well. The chairperson. If you then now members with that debate, I move to put the question, chairperson, which is that section 40A2 be amended as proposed by the chairperson administration. Will as many as of this opinion say aye? And as many, order, it's not withdrawn. I'm putting the question. Honourable members, you know, a member is out of order. He has not withdrawn. Allow me to put the question, which is that section 40A2 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as of this opinion say aye? And as many as a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. Next.
Sections 40A3, 40B2, and section 40C.
Honourable members, I propose a question which is at section 40A3, 40B2, and 40C be part of the bill. Members, we have no amendments to this, and I therefore move to put the question, which is sections 40A3, 40B2, and 40C be part of the bill. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? And as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the global question, honourable members, which is that the provisions relating to the Prevention of Terrorism Act, number 30 of 2012, be as amended, be part of the bill. As many as of the opinion say aye, and as many as the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it, members. Next.
Provisions relating to the Kenya Law Reform Commission Act, Act number 19 of 2013.
I propose a question which is as provisions relating to Kenya Law Reform Commission Act number 19 of 2013 be amended as be part of the bill.
Section 8(1)(b).
I propose a question which is section 8(1)(b) be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the chairperson. Jailer.
Madam Chair, under the current section 8, subsection 1 of the Act, it is the AG who now has the power to appoint 4 commissioners. This amendment intends to increase again the number to be appointed by the AG to 6, which is the total. And Chair, it is not fair, because the intention of the law as it is now is for the AG to appoint 4 and the CS Treasury to appoint 2. It makes now 6, and so we just want to retain the law as it is.
I should be on record. Members, I propose a question which is section 81B be amended as proposed by the chair, which is a deletion. Leader of majority?
No, this is a very senior chairman. We joined with him in Parliament in 2007. And he became the Assistant Minister for Justice from the ODM wing. And when we were chased, he was left alone. Up to today, when all of us were chased from government, he was left, but I think his mother prayed for him. He survived. So, but now, myself, the Deputy President, Kater, Mahmoud, Chachu was chased from house business. There were many.
Leader, make your contribution.
So this man, I don't want to oppose him, but again, it's the same issue. We need to do reforms within the Kenya Law Reform Commission. Yeah. Chepkonga used to tell us the same story this chair is telling us. No, so if Chepkonga is briefing you...
So leader, you are opposing or you...
No, I want to support him.
You are supporting.
But Chepkonga is still briefing him when he's still a member of the PSC.
Very well.
Chepkonga is still the substantive behind the chair.
Let me take the next... Let me take... Chairman, what is out of order? Chairman.
Madam Chair, you heard my good friend, the majority leader, actually making two serious statements that I was retained in the Grand Coalition government. Now he has clarified. That is okay now. But now, for him to say that the former chair of JLAC is still the substantive chair, that is very much, Madam Chair.
It's not in order. You are in control. Can I protect you so that you can make...
And he's my good friend, and he knows my capacity.
And he knows your capacity. Very well. Yes, very well. You must be protected, Chair. And that's why actually you are the ones who is moving. They will bring the amendment to the House. Leader of majority, please. It's unfair. Can you withdraw? Because that is your chairperson.
Chair, you know, as I withdraw, Honorable Chepkonga is a very crafty lawyer. So what I will withdraw and apologize, but in future,
Leader of
majority,
majority,
I will make sure that when the legal JLAC is
Leader of majority, did you say Chepkonga or Cheptumo? Leader of majority, did you say Chepkonga or Cheptumo? Leader of majority, did you say Chepkonga or Cheptumo?
No, I said because Chepkonga is still in County Hall. So in future, when the JLAC is meeting, I'll move around to see the presence of Chepkonga. But I have withdrawn and apologized.
Yes, you have withdrawn. Let me hear from Ganya, member, before I put the question now.
Madam Chair, with all due respect to my good colleague, Honorable Duale, is it in order for him to refer to a member who is not a member of this House, a former colleague, who cannot defend himself on the floor of this House, as mischievous a lawyer? Is it in order? Madam Chair, I think it's totally out of order. It can't, yes, whatever it is. Is it in order when he can't defend himself on the floor of this House, because he's not a member and a former colleague? Is it in order, Madam Chair?
The leader of majority, you are aware of the procedures of the House and the provisions of the standing order. And that's why I was requesting whether you are referring to or you are on Cheptumo or Chepkonga. You actually, yes, there's a difference. The current chair is Cheptumo, Honorable Cheptumo. Honorable members, allow me to put the question. But members, let us be guided. Otherwise, I'll rule you out of order. I will put the question, which is at section 81B, be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? And as many as the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Next.
Sections 81C, 84, and 11.9.
Honourable members, I propose a question with a section 81C, 84, 11.9 be part of the bill. We have no amendments to this, and I therefore move to put the question, which is section 81C, section 84, and section 11.9 be part of the bill. As many as of the opinion say aye, and as many as the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And of course, there was no amendment to this. I now move the global question of members, which is as provisions relating to Kenya Law Reform Commission Act number 19 of 2013, as amended, be part of the bill. Members, will as many as of the opinion say aye? And as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Value Added Tax Act, Act number 35 of 2013.
I propose a question, members, which is provisions relating to the Value Added Tax Act number 35 of 2013 be part of the bill.
Section 17.5.
I propose a question with a section 17.5 be part of the bill. We have a proposed amendment. Please move on. That's the chair.
All
Yes,
right,
give the chair.
all right.
Move your amendment,
Honorable
yes.
Chair, I propose that the bill be amended as section 17.5 as per the order paper. The rationale for this, Madam Chair, is that when withholding tax of 6% was introduced, there was no provision which was clearly stating how the refund will be made, especially for the dealers who deal with zero-rated supplies. So what this happens is that there are so many business people who are now claiming, not claiming, being left with credits, and there is no clear way of refunding them. So what is being provided here is that as per the Tax Procedures Act, this will provide for offset instead of waiting for refunds, and it's affecting a lot of businessmen cash flow and causing pending bills. They will be allowed to offset with any obligation, tax obligation in future.
Very well. All right, members, as I propose the question, allow me to clarify that we have two amendments to this, and if by the chairperson, and again, the second amendment is by the Honorable Kimani Chungwa. So if the amendment by the Honorable Chair will be carried, then the amendment by Honorable Chungwa will fail. So, other members, I propose a question, which is that section 17.5 be amended as proposed by the chairperson, Honorable Limo. Now I give Chungwa to comment on his
Honorable Chair, since the amendment by the chair is similar to mine, I rise to support. And basically, Chair, if you remember, on the 1st of June this year, on Madaraka Day in Narok, the President made two very profound policy statements or policy pronouncements. One was on the payment of pending bills. And Honorable Chair, in fact, I was trying to negotiate with the chair if we could even move this to 48 months, at least 4 years back. But we have agreed on 36 months, which is fair enough so that we don't burden KRA too much. But the issue of withholding tax, as the chair has clearly articulated, actually constitutes part of those pending bills. Very many business people in this country are suffering because a lot of their money is still held in KRA in terms of taxes that they cannot claim back. And therefore, by doing this amendment, Honorable Chair, we'll be allowing these business people in this country to have their pending bills, in quotes, owed to them by KRA to be settled against any credits that they may have. And I therefore rise to support.
You support. I think it's a straightforward one, and members, I move to put the question, which is that section 17.5 be amended as proposed by the chairperson, Honorable Limo. Will as many as of this opinion say aye? And as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And that one follows that the proposed amendment by Honorable Chungwa fails. I'm not collapses. I move to put the global question, which is provisions relating to the Value Added Tax Act, number 35 of 2013, as amended, be now part of the bill. As many as of this say aye, and as many as of contrary opinion say nay. Members, the ayes have it. Next.
Provisions relating to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act, Act number 47 of 2013.
Members, I propose a question, which is provisions relating to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act, number 47 of 2013, be part of the bill. We have a proposed amendment. Please, mover, the chairperson, before the mover.
Section 23.2.
I propose a question which is that section 23(2) be part of the bill. Mover, the chairperson on.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Honorable Ichung'wah, can you give the chair time to? You are, no, that's a very substantial.
Madam Chair is not going to get a share of the parks.
He wants to.
Madam Chair, I propose I propose the bill be amended as per the under paper. Madam Chair, this is to reflect the name of the fund in the marginal note with that of the section, with that in the section. The word in the marginal note refers to the Wildlife Enrollment Fund, yet the sections refer to the Wildlife Conservation Trust Fund. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Well, very well. With that, import members, I propose a question, which is a section 23(2) be amended as proposed by the chair. I see no interest to speak to this, and I want to move to put the question, members, which is section 23(2) be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of the, oh, leader, you're back. You want to speak to this?
Chair, I don't know why Honorable.
Yes, let's give the leader.
Yeah, Honorable Kareke. Once we want to break the law, there's nowhere, even in all the laws we have been passing, where a chairperson is appointed by cabinet secretary. Chairpersons are appointed by the president. Chairpersons. Yes. Here you are saying the relax. I'll finish, you'll have it. Because you're saying chairperson appointed by cabinet secretary. That is in conflict. Can you give him the point of order?
Honorable Duale is actually speaking to the amendment that's coming after this. He's not speaking to the amendment that the chairman has proposed.
No. There is nothing out of order. I thought you had. Order. Honorable member, we are in 23(2). We are in 23(2), so Duale is rightly in order. Yes, the new one will come later, Honorable.
And you know, this is, no, that is how pastoralists are. Sometimes.
And if you look at your order paper,
yes,
it's
we're in 23(2), Honorable.
Yes.
And I just want the chair to agree with me that there's nowhere where a chairman is appointed by a cabinet secretary. The cabinet secretary appoints board. So I oppose that section. Maybe you can reframe it and just
yes.
Just change that.
Consult with the chair as I give honorable member for Funyula.
There's no powers.
Your intentions would be consult with the
Chair.
Yes.
I think the purpose of the amendment proposed, I don't purport to speak for the chair, but looking at the original act, I suppose the amendment is purely to clarify the language or the English. Because in the principal act, it reads, a chairperson being appointed the cabinet secretary. I suppose the amendments being proposed by the chair is simply to clean it up and clearly indicate the chairperson appointed by the cabinet secretary. It's just a clerical issue. But that's what the act says. That's what the current act says, the principal act says.
Very well. Very well. With that, let me having the chairperson listen to that. Maybe he can also decide to move in an amended form, but it is his property. The chairperson.
Madam Chair,
yes.
The import of this amendment number 23(2) was basically to change the grammatical error, because it is stated the chairperson will be appointed as by cabinet secretary, and all what we are saying it is just to clarify the grammatical error. And if at all the leader of the majority would like us to move so that the chairperson can be appointed by the president, Madam Chair,
yes.
I have no objection at all.
Now that you have the opportunity to clean it, you know, it's already in the parent. You can clean it now if you have the opportunity, but it must be on record that you are doing it, since this is how it appears in the parent act. No, it is only the chair. Let the chair, because it is his property. You want before you?
Yeah.
Yes, chairperson. Before
Chair,
I give
Madam Chair, from the word go, the import of this amendment was to clean up the grammatical error.
Yes.
Just to change us. But Madam Chair, I would like to move further amendment that the chairperson be appointed by His Excellency the President.
Very well. All right, members, I propose a question which is that section 23(2) be further amended as proposed by the chair. Honorable Kioni, now you can speak to the further amendment. Use the next mic, Honorable Kioni, on your left.
From somewhere. Madam Chair. There is yet another thing, and I think the chairman may want to explain to us. Insert the words, one of whom shall be nominated by an Ablera Wildlife Conservancy. This Ablera thing doesn't sound legal at all. He may want to explain what that means and whether he can also try and tidy it up. It's not really good.
Very well. As he does that, because that is on the insertion, now let's deal with this proposed amendment. That is a further amendment, which of course he was substituting the cabinet secretary with the president. Honourable members, I put the question to the further amendment, which is at the section 23(2), paragraph A, be further amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of this opinion say aye? Aye. And as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Members say aye, have it. Now, the chair, there was I don't know. Honorable Kion is, I don't know whether you want to incorporate or you do not want, because of course this is your amendment. Did you hear him?
Yeah, Madam Chair, we are further proposing that this bill further be amended so that you can be able to include a representative from the Wildlife Conservancy body. Madam Chair, we also need to realize that in most of our parks, we have so many private conservancies. And Mr. Speaker, the import of this is to ensure that a representative from the Wildlife Conservancy is also involved in this trust fund.
So you are further amending this?
We are further amending this section, Madam Chair.
Honorable, no, he's further amending that. Honorable Chair, members have not understand. We are on E. Can you just go into record on the same? Just go into record on the same.
Madam Chair, I proposed the bill be amended as per the under paper. And Madam Chair, the import of this further amendment, it is to include section E, whereby we are including a representative of the wildlife conservation to be part of the Wildlife Conservation Trust Fund.
So it is exactly as it is in the order paper?
Yes.
So the Honorable Kioni, you should have consulted the chair before. So honourable members, I propose a question which is at section 23(2)E be amended as proposed by the chair. Honourable Leader Majority, then we go to order.
Chair, I think the chair needs to tell us, is there an organization called Umbrella Body of Conservancies? That's number one. Number two, these conservancies are foreigners, most of them. These are Wazungus. No, let's be very frank. They're Wazungus, and we are giving them leeways. But can we first confirm, because we cannot put in law here an umbrella, do we have an individual conservancy association? Or Honorable Church Uganda, like a primary school is.
Let me give the member for like Honorable Church. I know you have a lot of interest in Northern Horror.
Madam Chair, we passed this law actually in 2013. Madam Chair, we passed this law in 2013. And actually we saw the need to have community conservancies and private conservancies who are serious stakeholders in conservation in our country to be stakeholders when it comes to governance issues. And we felt that they should be represented in the board of KWS. Madam Chair, if you look at conservation in Kenya, over 80% of the wildlife are also the parks, are with the communities. And these are community conservancies in Laikipia, in Marsabit, in Amboseli, and all over this country. And they are major stakeholders in conservation. So we really wanted communities, not private or white communities, and they are there to be at the heart of conservation.
Very well. Just for your comment, you are supporting.
And it has been there since 2013.
You are
this
supporting.
is not a new amendment.
Honorable, you're on record, you are supporting the honorable member for Laikipia North.
Chair, I want to take this very rare occasion to educate the leader of majority that conservancies is not an exclusive of the white men. In Laikipia North, Madam Chair, we have a lot of community-owned and managed conservancies. And that is why in Laikipia North, we are not running all over the place chasing camels and cows and goats, because we have diversified our livelihoods into conservancies and tourism activities.
Very well. Honorable Udo, the last one, and I put the question, members.
Chair, as much as I get the sense of that particular amendment, I foresee two challenges that we're going to have here. And the reading of Section E of the Principal Act probably might make it practically impossible to implement what we are legislating. For record purpose, this is what the Principal Act reads. For representatives from the private sector who shall have technical experience in either philanthropy, law, natural resources, finance, business, and investment matters. And now, if we add in what they are indicating, that one who shall be a representative nominated by an umbrella wildlife conservancy body. Two challenges here, Madam Chair. One, how will the conservancy body, if at all it ever exists, decide among its appointee who meets the technical experience in either philanthropy, law, natural resources, finance, business, and investment matters? And secondly, and this is a question we have posed to the chair, and probably needs to clarify, do we have such a body recognized in law? Do we have such a body that probably is recognized and is known?
I hope the chair is listening for clarification.
I hope the chair is listening.
Your point is taken. Your point is listened. Your point is taken, unless you have.
Yeah, I hope he has listened and he'll address the point.
Okay. The last one, Kioni, chairperson, you are being addressed. The last one, of course, it's your amendment. We respect it. Honorable Kioni, the last one, please, members, let's make just a comment.
Madam Chair, in addition to what the member for Funyula has said, I think the chair will need to clarify to us how many members have we now put in this grouping. My calculation brings them to 10. My calculation, Mr. Chairman, brings them to 10. If they are 10, an even number, what happens when they come to voting? Or have you adjusted somewhere? And as my colleagues have said, this umbrella thing, I don't know how big the umbrella is, where you are getting these umbrellas from. They are
very well.
Terminologies that are not there in law.
No, the chair, please clarify, and I move to put the question, please. Just clarify.
Madam Chair, as well articulated by quite a number of members, most of the parks are managed by private wildlife conservancies. And they have an umbrella body way up at the national level. So what we are saying, when it comes to this Wildlife Conservation Trust Fund, these conservancies need to be, they have to have a representative in the trust fund, Madam Chair. And in the Principal Act, it is properly articulated the issues about the Wildlife Conservancy bodies.
Very well.
Madam Chair.
Members, now with that debate, of course, I move to put the question, which is that Section 23(2)(e) be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of the opinion say aye? Aye. Is that ayes or it's making noise? And as many as have contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
New section 23(1).
I propose a question which is new section 23(1) be part of the bill. Yes, Honorable Chair. Order. Let's listen to the chair so that we don't get confused as we want.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I propose the bill be amended as in the under paper. Madam
You're
Chair.
moving second reading. It's a new session. Be now read a second time. New session 23(1).
New section 23(1). Madam Chair, this is to reflect the name.
Chairman, this is a House of Records. Just to move, because it's a new session, that new section 23(1) be now read a second time.
Madam Chair,
yes.
I propose that the bill as amended in the section 23(1) be read the second time.
It's okay. I propose a question which is that new section 23(1) be now read a second time as proposed by the chairperson. Member for Entebbe, you want to speak to new section 23(1)? You're okay. I see you support it on record. I put the question, members, which is that new section 23(1) be now read a second time. As many as of the people say aye. As many as the people say nay. Members, the ayes have it. I now put the question to the new session because we were doing a second reading, which is that new section 23(1) be part of the bill. Will as many as of the people say aye? As many as the people say nay? Ayes have it. I put the global question, which is that provisions relating to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act number 47 of 2013 as amended be part of the bill. Members, will as many as of the people say aye? As many as the people say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to the Companies Act, Act number 17 of 2015.
I propose a question with the provisions relating to the Companies Act 2015, number 17 of 2015, be part of the bill.
Section 91A.
I propose the question with the section 91A be part of the bill. Move on.
Madam Chair, we've had some very comprehensive and wide consultations with the leader, and I wish to withdraw all the amendments relating to the Companies Act as per the order paper.
You wish to withdraw all the proposed amendment as per the order paper. But of course, I'd already just read new section 91A. Can you just, let us finish with that first, because I'd already proposed it. Members, I propose a question, which is a new section 91A, be deleted as proposed by the chair. Chairperson, no, he is proposing deletion. Did you, you're on record, you said, you are with all the amendments relating to the provisions?
Yeah, all the amendments.
All the members, you are not the chair. Chair, please, can you be on record? This is a house of record, yes?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I withdraw all the proposed amendments relating to the Companies Act as per the order paper.
As per the order paper?
Yes.
Section 91A. Sections 93(1), Sections 93(2)(c), Section 93(8), new Sections 93A, new Section 275A, new Section 329(1), Section 329(2), Section 611(2)(a) and (b), Section 611(4)(a) and (b), Section 615(3)(a), Roman 1 and Roman 2, Section 615(4)(b)(1), Section 615(5)(a), Roman 1 and Roman 2, Section 624(3)(c).
I propose the question which is that the sections as read out be part of the bill. Ondo, you have a comment on this? I move to put the question on this, which is sections as read out be part of the bill. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? And as many as the contrary opinion say nay? Members, ayes have it. Members, I put the question, which is that provisions relating to the Companies Act 2015, number 17 of 2015, be part of the bill. As many as of the people say aye, as many as the contrary people say nay, members, the ayes have it. Next.
Provisions relating to the Insolvency Act, Act number 18 of 2015.
Members, I propose a question which says provisions relating to the Insolvency Act 2015, number 18 of 2015, be part of the bill.
New section 560A and section 615(4).
I propose a question which is a new section 560A and section 615(4) be part of the bill. Honourable members, we have no amendments to this, and I never moved to put the question, which is that new sections 560A, section 615(4) be part of the bill. As many as of the opinion say aye, and as many as the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it. I move the question, which is that provisions relating to the Insolvency Act 2015, number 18 of 2015, be part of the bill. As many as of the opinion say aye, and as many as the contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it, members.
Provisions relating to the Court of Appeal Organization and Administration Act, Act number 28 of 2015.
I propose a question which is that provisions relating to the Court of Appeal, Organization and Administration Act 2015, number 28 of 2015, be part of the bill.
Section 26(1).
I propose a question, members, which is that section 26(1) be part of the bill. We have an amendment, the chairperson.
Madam Chair, it is important to understand the essence of this proposed amendment. It is seeking to double the statutory recess period for judges of the Court of Appeal from 45 days, as currently provided, to 90 days, which, Madam Chair, we are objected to that. The judges of the Court of Appeal are also entitled to the normal annual leave and other leaves as per their professions in the employment and their terms of employment with the judiciary. Madam Chair, we are facing a serious problem as a country, a lot of backlog of cases, and we cannot give the Court of Appeal judges all the time to go for 90 days as opposed to the current 45. So we oppose that, Madam Chair.
So you're deleting. I propose a question, members, which is a new section 26(1) be deleted. Leader of Majority.
No, Chair, I support the deletion, but you know the chairman should go further and tell us, even with the 45, there is backlog. And the backlog is created by lawyers, him included. So I think, yes, because the backlog is created by lawyers.
Very well.
Chairman himself included. So I think in future we need also to amend the LSA Act and say that lawyers must, or even say that all cases must have timeline. Corruption cases, 45 days or 60 days.
Very well.
Civil cases, so that we don't deal only with the judges.
Very well.
Whether you give them 45 or 60, they'll still.
Leader, you know you're a lawmaker, and you know the process, the liberty to do that. Honorable member for Endebess.
Madam Chair, I want to support the chairman's proposal to delete it because considering the issue that you have backlog in terms of cases, because you go to court and you are told that you have even cases. For instance, I have, as a medical doctor, initially when I practice, I've been in parliament now for 6 years, and I still go to attend to murder cases and others that I did post-mortem, which have taken years, because you'll find that you go there and you are told now even the church has gone on maybe vacation and that kind of thing. So I was even asking the chair of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, why wouldn't he even reduce it to 30 days? Yeah, reduce it to 30 days to be reasonable, so that instead of going now, when they wanted to move to 90 days and the normal is 45, why can't we reduce so that we have more time to be able to attend to this justice for our clients? Thank you.
The member for Lugari, I can see you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also support the proposal by the chair, but I wish to add that why can't we standardize the days of leave for all public workers? Why should we have judiciary separate, the Public Service Commission separate? Let's just standardize. And furthermore, we have a backlog of cases. Let them prove that they have sorted out the backlog so that they can win maybe 45 days or 90 days. But when we still have a backlog of cases, there is no justification why we should even give them 90 days. Let them do their work. 90 days you are paying somebody for idling at home.
Very well.
This cannot be allowed.
Daragwa, member for Daragwa, and then I give to the chairperson. It seems to.
Madam
Yes,
Chair,
Honorable
the leader of majority should have, is actually telling Safura to declare that he has a case, and this is likely to help him. It's very important to ensure that
cases are normal.
move.
The whole parliament still has a case. I don't want to mention, so
It's important that we make sure that we are in tandem with the public. If we are seen to be giving judges more leave days when cases are really piling up at the judiciary, we will not be sending the correct message.
very well. Let me give to the chairperson.
Chair, let me just
Oh,
finish and say
sorry, I
this,
thought you were
that,
through. Honorable.
but it also needs to be clear to us that they are not the only source for the backlog of cases, but this is one of the issues that we need
Very well.
to deal with.
Yeah, for cases, that's where the lawyers, or even parliament has a case, members. So I'm giving to the chair,
thank
and
you,
then
Chair.
I give. No, the chairman must.
Chair, I want to really agree with the concerns by members. Madam Chair, we are not saying by reducing the leave period for the judges, we are really helping exclusively. What we are saying, Madam Chair, is that, and I want to tell the House, that we have already tabled a report on the judiciary in this House, where we'll be discussing all those issues about how to reduce the backlog of cases and so on. So, Madam Chair, and there will be a whole issue about, a whole chapter on that issue when we debate the report, which already is before I believe the House Business Committee will actually give us very soon. So I want to assure members that, as Honorable Kioni said, it is not fair that we treat these judges, separate from the way we treat the other Kenyans also who have a similar position. So
thank you.
I want to believe with members, let us persist as it is, and then the reforms coming now as we discuss the report, we are going to address the issue of backlog of cases and so on.
Thank you. With that clarification, members, of course, I now move to put the question, which is that section 26(1) be deleted as proposed by the chair. As many as of the opinion say aye. As many as of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I put the question which has provisions relating to the Court of Appeal, organization, and yeah, it's just been deleted as I put it there. Other members, we had only one amendment to this, and so now that it has been deleted, we have no amendments to the provisions to this now, as it stands. Very well.
Title.
I propose the question, which is that the title be with the title to the bill. Again, no amendment to these members, and I move to put the question, which is that the title be the title to the bill. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? And as many as contrary say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question, which is at clause 1, be part of the bill. Again, no amendment to clause 1, and I move to put the question, which is at clause 1, be part of the bill. Honourable members, as many as of the opinion say aye. And as many as contrary say nay. The ayes have it. Honourable members, for clarity, and of course, because some members are usually coming late, do consultation, allow me clarify that we did not call the Microfinance Act 2006, number 19 of 2006, as the mover had already withdrawn the entire provision. Now, I call, yes, Leader of Majority, it is good for me to go into record again. I call the mover now. I thought you were asking what we had just said. The mover to move the reporting.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee to report to the House its consideration of the Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2019, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Very well. Honourable members, I put the question for adopting, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the statute law, miscellaneous amendment bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2019, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as are of the opinion say aye? Aye. And as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Honourable members, the ayes have it.
Musimame.
All right.
Unless we want to commit. They are marching. You know they can kill by
Chairperson.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the statute law, miscellaneous amendments bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2019, and approved the same with amendments.
Very well. Mover.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I request Honourable Cecily Mbarire to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honourable Mbarire.
I second, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Honourable members, I propose a question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Honourable members, in the circumstances, we paid putting the question on that particular question. Next order.
Order number 10, the Nuclear Regulatory Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of 2018, second reading.
Leader of the majority party.
Chair, looking at the House and what we went through this afternoon, and I can see the Energy Committee has not tabled the report on the nuclear. Oh, you Chair, the chairman of the Energy Committee, this one is the vice chair. The chairman called me this afternoon from Nakuru, and he has asked me that it's good we discuss the report when he's around, so I really indulge you that we do it next week. No, they can't arrest him. He's dealing with nuclear.
War. The first reason seems to have been upheld. The second reason, Honorable Pukosa seems to have contested. But anyway, with the first reason, I will have that dropped. Next order.
Order number, Order number 11, motion, Senate amendment to the Public-Private Partnerships Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 52 of 2017.
Leader of the majority party.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not seeing the chair finance. And he was supposed to second me, and I'm yet to go through the report. What are the amendments that the Senate have rejected from the National Assembly? So I will need the weekend to consult with the research team in my office. I really ask you to also put it forward next week.
The reason is up. The reason is upheld, so that is also dropped. Other members, honorable members, there being no other business, we shall have the House start adjourned until tomorrow, June 13th, 2019, at 2.